So why MBA after a BS, right? In business school. Um, okay. I guess for me, it was I always knew my passion for entrepreneurship, but however, it is a really risky business. Therefore, you can lose everything if you're not careful. So that's why, a deferral MBA makes sense for me, specifically for my case, because I have that 2 to 4 years time to be able to figure out what I wanted to do and to be able to focus on my startup and at the same time, not die from just working in a startup. And why did I apply? Yeah, why this school specifically? Yeah, to be honest, Stanford, Wharton, Harvard was my target school. But why this school? Because maybe I didn't get into Stanford or Harvard. I'll be honest. But why this school in particular? I think I ended up choosing Wharton out of all the other school because I want to find the intersection between traditional finance and could kind of Web3 decentralized finance. So Wharton was the best place to explore traditional finance, and that's why I ended up choosing Wharton out of all the school that I got in.
Thank you, Howard. Vincent?
Yeah, for me, I guess a little similar to Howard, sometimes along the lines. After getting a BS in business, I want an MBA because I think eventually I want to try my hand at entrepreneurship. And I think being in the MBA environment where you have all those resources and you get to like study under the tutelage of some fantastic professors who have gone through the process is just like a really enticing ordeal for me. But I think as an undergrad, as like a 19, 20-year-old, I wasn't personally ready to be an entrepreneur at the time, and maybe I will be in like 3, 4 years, when I want to be able to make that progression. I think there's just a lot more backing in that manner. At the same time, like I applied my senior year instead of like 5 years out of undergrad because I think it offers you a lot of like stability and security. Like especially if you're working in tech, like there are layoffs happening, at all times. So like having that to fall back on, I think has helped a lot of my friends who did do the deferred MBA. And it offers me personally a lot of security as well. I chose Columbia specifically because I think it's like the sustainability school. It's always been my passion. I know that's what I want to do. They have like a great joint environmental engineering program that I plan to matriculate to as well. They have really amazing like startup hubs, and their moonshot that they've invested in has all to do with like sustainability and climate change. So that like really spoke to me. And a plus is that like Columbia was my dream school when I was like 5. So I like finally kind of applied. I didn't apply as an undergrad, so like this was just that like, nostalgic fulfillment for me, I guess.
Thank you, Vincent. Shivani?
Yeah, I think for me, why MBA after BS in business, it was a three-tiered approach for myself. So like one, it was like around post-COVID times, I was like a little bit wary of the economic situation. And I just knew it was smart to have something like some sort of grad degree or something like to fall back on in the next couple, like if the economy like turned really bad and I got laid off, I have something to fall back on. And so that was like one reason. The second reason is I kind of aspire to be, I'm I'm truly not meant to be like a consultant or an analyst, to be honest. Like I meant to be more of like in a leadership role. And I've seen that like trait carried in my current projects too. Like I'm literally like managing and leading a bunch of different projects, even though I'm considered like a consultant at the company. And I just know that having like the MBA credentializes yourself and then helps you to get to those like higher level positions. So I kept that in mind. And then third thing was similar to Benson, like I knew I had this like side interest into entrepreneurship, and I knew I wasn't really ready as well to like pursue entrepreneurship like straight out of undergrad. So I thought like the MBA could offer a secure, stable kind of foundation in place to get resources and have professor backing and all those great mentorship opportunities through the MBA. And then why specifically Berkeley? I did have a couple options, I will say, but to be transparent, I really looked at like what I was thinking of doing in the future, and I was thinking more like that I wanted to align myself into more product innovation and maybe tie that more into entrepreneurship. I'm still kind of dabbling in which industry that I want to focus on that or what type of product specifically. So that's still like to be determined. And I just knew like talking to all the I talked to like 3 MBA students per school to kind of make my decision. And I just knew like instantly that Haas offered the most robust curriculum and resources around that. So it was just a smart decision for myself. And also, I'm a California resident, so the tuition is way cheaper as well. So that was another reason, transparently, too.